So today we are going to be learning some basic drawing techniques. So the first art term I want to tell you about is called value. So what value is it's your range of shades from darks to light. So we're going to be creating today a value scale, which is extremely important and is a foundational drawing skill. So what you need to do is be able to shade from dark to light and do it as smoothly as possible. So the more shades you can get in there, the better. So I'm going to show you that first. And then the second thing I'm going to do is teach you how to use value to create a ball. So to take just a circle and then to make it look like a sphere or a ball. So we're going to use value to make an object look round. So let's go ahead and let's dive right in. Okay, so here we are with all of our drawing materials for the day. So we are going to need some pencils, an eraser, and then a pencil sharpener if you have one. So you can also use a Kleenex as well for a blending technique, because most people I know don't have these little blending sticks around their house. So you can use a Kleenex instead. So let's go ahead and let's start with a value scale. So to do a value scale, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of create just this bar, like a chocolate bar or something. It does not have to be perfect. It's really just a rectangle, okay? So I've started by creating that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade from dark to light on my way over, okay? So I'm going to start over here and I'm going to shade as dark as I possibly can. So this is my darkest value. So I'm pushing down nice and hard. And then what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to loosen up pressure. So make sure you can see that, okay? So I'm lightening up pressure as I go over. So I'm just not pushing down quite as hard. And I'm kind of going back over it, and my pencil's almost working in slight circles, because what that's going to do is it's going to just help it create even smoother. So I'm going to kind of go back over and even darken that up a little bit more, just so I get a nice long range of values. And then I'm lightening up pressure even more until I end up fading into white. So, okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to now blend that together if you want it to be even smoother. So you can take that Kleenex. If you rub it over, it makes it even smoother and brushes it out. Now, I got a little bit liney up here, so what I can do is I'm going to go back over it and I'm going to shade going this way. Okay, and just kind of re-blend that out in a couple in a couple areas, so I can just kind of get any of that gone. Then I can just bring that back in and I can use this Kleenex again. Now, little tip on the Kleenex, a lot of times people go overboard with the Kleenex and they overblend everything. We don't want everything to be super blendy. A lot of things have texture, so don't feel like everything you do, you have to completely blend out. Okay, so the second thing we're going to do, we're going to learn to draw a circle. So your circle does not have to be perfect. If you can't draw a circle or it makes you nervous, just trace something. There's circles all over the place. Find a circle, trace it. Okay, so there's my circle. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to establish a light source. So let's pretend like the sun is up here and the light's coming in right there. Okay, so if the light's coming up here, that means when the light hits something, it's going to make it lighter. So my dark side is going to be down here. So away from the light, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start in the part furthest away from the light, where it's going to be dark, it's going to be in the shadows, and I'm going to start taking my pencil and going along the edge of that ball. Okay, so I'm going to kind of keep it nice and dark right there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to lighten as I come toward the middle. And again, all my lines are going around with the ball. So I don't have them going straight across or straight up and down. My lines and the way I'm moving my pencil goes right along with the ball. Another thing you'll notice I'm doing is I am going from dark to light, just like I did on the value scale before, except for this time I'm going in a rounded motion instead of going straight across. So here I'm going to start to bring it around. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky because I start going into that highlight. So I want it to be white. What I sometimes do is I'll kind of just start to establish circles around. And what I can do is I can even take my eraser a little bit and just barely lay that across. And you can even use your eraser to gently blend those colors together. Or you can go in with your Kleenex or your drawing stick. Or even if you don't have a Kleenex, use your finger. It's amazing what we can use for creating art. Really, to create art, as long as you have a pencil and paper, you are good to go. Everything else is just additional and kind of a fun little extra that we can use to add some extra on top of it. So, got a little outside my line down there. So just to clean that up, I'm just going to come back over the line and just neaten that up a little bit. Sometimes I have to turn my paper when I draw. Okay. So there's an example of a ball. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a shadow to go with it. So remember, if the light's coming from up here, the shadow would be coming kind of out from under it. And that's going to make it look like it's sitting on the page. Like I've got a marble or something sitting there now. Looks way more realistic now. Looks like it's sitting in place. Okay, so these are, okay, so you just learned step 1 and 2 of your drawing tutorial. So create your value scale, create your 3-dimensional ball, and have fun with it, and let me know if you need help. Once you establish these 2 drawing skills, we can really expand and we can go into learning a lot more techniques.